Oh, there we go. Okay, it's recording. Alright, let me be comfortable here. Okay, try to keep this short. What's up? Mario here, coming to you from Shenzhen, China. And I want to make a quick video so that I remember this in the future in this part of my life. So currently I am, as you can see, on a little cast. I don't know how to give a good angle. This is just a knee pad that I put there so I can walk without breaking the cast. Let me get a good shot of that cast. Oh, there we go. Right, you can see my toes here a little bit hanging out. Okay, so how did this happen? This video is about that story, the story of the cast. How did I get injured? How it has influenced my life so far, and how I wish to progress and move forward for the future. Okay, so I came back to China on October 2020. So I think I came back to Shenzhen, where I live right now, on November 11th. Yeah. It was great. Everything was going fantastic when I came back. A month after coming back, around December, I already had kind of like my life going back to normal, to what it always was. So I was feeling pretty good. On Christmas Eve, not Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day, on the 25th, 2020, this happened. All right. Very quickly, how it happened, it was just me on the metro station. I saw a couple of guys with skateboards. I skateboard. And so I asked a guy, like, hey, can I borrow your skateboard? I just want to try to do a trick. I went ahead, I grabbed the board. 5 seconds later, I broke my fifth metatarsal. All right, so this is the bone that, if this was the foot, right? This is the little finger of the foot. There's a base bone right there. These are called the metatarsals. What continues from the fingers, whatever you want to call it, and the metatarsals, and they go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth metatarsal. And at the base, it's called the avulsion fracture, apparently. So that's what's up. The avulsion fracture, and then you got the Jones fracture and a stress fracture. As I understand from what I'm seeing online on YouTube videos, the avulsion fracture, the avulsion fracture is the most common and the easiest to heal, and that's what I got. I think so. I think that's what I got, because I asked the dog. I asked the dog. Is it serious? Is it gonna heal? He said it's not serious. He says it's common. So I'm led to believe that that is the avulsion fracture. At the same time, everything is in Chinese, and I don't know. I had already 2 X-rays done, and on those X-rays, I had one on Sunday, the first Sunday that it happened. Saturday, sorry. So this happened on a Friday. I went to the hospital on the next day because I'm an idiot, and when it happened, I didn't think I fractured my bone. I just thought, oh, I fell in a bad way. My foot hurts a lot. I can't really walk. I'm limping. But I'm like, it's gonna go away. What a biggie. Yeah, I fall all the time, man. I can keep going with this. So bad idea. When something like that happens, if you want some advice, you should go immediately to the hospital. On that day, though, I had a show, and I wanted to do my show. So I kind of continued, went along, and I did the show. And this was a kids show where I was supposed to walk and just perform standing. So I went ahead and did the show because I didn't think it was a big deal, even though it was hurting like hell. I just didn't want to let the people down, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, cancel whatever you gotta cancel and just go to the hospital. Note for the future, which I'm sure I will ignore, but whatever. I didn't know. I didn't know at the time it was a fracture. Anyway, I went to the hospital the next day. I had the X-ray done. The doc looks at it and goes like, "Oh, fracture." I learned a new word in Chinese, 骨折, and there we go. I had a fracture. I never had a fracture in my life. I sprained my knee. I sprained my ankle. I had plantar fasciitis and all those common injuries you see, but never broke my anything. I was lucky until then. So stay injury free. Yeah, it's good good goal that I failed. Anyway, so and then on the next weekend, 1 week after that, I went to the doctor again, had another scan. This time they told me it was getting better. I cannot see anything. X-rays. Who understands X-rays? I don't. All right. Next week I went again to change my cast because it was getting wet from the showers, and yeah, and they told me that I didn't take the X-ray, so I have to go next week again and take an X-ray. All right, so how does this affect me? Well, I cannot work much. I can only do work from home, which I do work from home, so it's okay. But I cannot go outside. It honestly feels like a quarantine again. So this would be my third quarantine because I'm home all the time. There's I can go down to take the rubbish, but I'm walking on these babies, and it's not easy to walk on these babies. Not easy at all. I mean, you go slow, it's hard, and it's just so tiring. And it's tiring. It's not like people think that you're using your hands and you get your hands exhausted. No, fuck your hands. It's not your hands. It's just your right hip. Your right hip is doing all the work. So you gotta keep your right hip at rest. If it was just arms, then wow, it would be, and the weight was distributed within the hips, but as the left hip cannot take any weight because you would put weight on the foot, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to weight bear, is that what they call it? I don't know. Bear weights on your left foot because you're supposed to just let it sleep. Let it sleep, which is hard concept to understand for me. But you're supposed to let it sleep so it can get blood flow, keep it elevated. People just say rice, give it eyes, elevate, and all that thing. I cannot give it eyes because it's in a cast, but whatever. All right, so for the future, so I remember how. I don't know why I want to remember this, but anyway, here we go. I just took a shower. Actually, it takes a long to take a shower because of this. I bought really, really long bags. Oh, this could be helpful for somebody who had the same injury. I just thought about it. So if you want to take a shower, you gotta buy these long bags, as the biggest you can, and make sure water doesn't go through. They don't have like little holes. Some of them come with little holes at the top. These ones come with little holes at the top, but I managed to identify those, so I'm okay. I'm okay. So yeah, putting the bags is easy. Taking them off, pain in the ass. You gotta use some duct tape and really you stick it up in there, Morty. You can really secure it so your cast doesn't get wet. Some people I've heard, they get casts that they can take a shower with. I'm very jealous of that technology. I never heard of it. I asked about it in the hospital. They tell me, no, that doesn't exist. So anyway, put the bag, seal it. If your cast, like this is my new cast, is all the way down here, which is fantastic. The first cast they put me, it was all the way up here, so I couldn't do anything. Now I can even do cat and cow from yoga pose. Fantastic. love the exercise. I can do that. I cannot put my toes on the floor, but I can like let them hanging out there, and it doesn't hurt. Before, the cast will like nail me and push me this way, so there was not cat and cow going on, no yoga pose whatsoever. But you gotta do exercises, and the most difficult thing about doing exercises during this period is the motivation. Since I came back to China, from November to the day that this happened, I didn't skip a single day of the gym. I didn't skip a single day. Granted, it was not that long, it was 2 months. But still, it was a big accomplishment for me. It was more like 1 month. But still, big accomplishment for me. Didn't skip a single day. And then this happened. And now I skip a lot of days because I'm supposed to work from home. Workout from home. And workout from home is so difficult to be motivated. Even though I got a roommate, I don't live alone. And he's cool. He's very motivating. But still, it's hard to motivate yourself. Hard to get out of the of that pessimistic. Everything kind of like you're in that state of mind that is not very helpful for anything. So yeah, note to self. I always say I like this phrase: "Motion brings emotion." Right? Motion brings emotion, and I really believe in that. I really believe that if you move yourself, you're gonna make yourself feel better. One of the things that I love about China is how they implement morning routines here for work and for school. They do like little silly dances or silly stretches. Not silly at all, in my opinion. And that kind of gets them going and getting prepared for the day. One of the things that I love about China. Anyway, if you have a morning routine and you gotta exercise, because you can exercise, you can look on YouTube and say injured foot workout, and there's a couple of workouts that you can do. You can do abs. You can do push-ups with your knees on the floor. Obviously, you gotta elevate the number of push-ups. Like today, I did 100 push-ups, and it wasn't even hard, you know. I did a workout today. I think it was pretty okay. So I did. So I was doing intermittent push-ups with 10 push-ups, then 1 minute ab or 1 minute whatever core exercise came to mind. I just didn't copy this. It just came up to me. So 10 push-ups, 1 minute exercise. 10 push-ups, 1 minute exercise. So I did 10, 20, all the way to 100 push-ups. And in between those, I would do 1 minute of core exercise, and then I brought it down to 30 seconds. All the core exercises that you can think of, like, and not all of them, because I cannot do plank, but in and outs, leg raises, all this shit, butterfly kicks and crunches, anything where you don't put weight on your foot. Then apart from that, there are so many. Oh, and then I did 100 fuck you, Mario. And then I did 20 pull-ups this way. Pull-ups. I tried to do a really good form and bring it all the way down to my chest. I did those 20 pull-ups. Obviously not continuously. I did 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. However times 5 so this. I did 5 each time. I try to keep a good form. And in between those 5, I would do... I got 2 of this. I did overhead shoulder press. These are 5 kgs. Right. And so for the 5 kgs, like this way, I did 20 each time. So 20 pull-ups, 20 overhead shoulder press. Granted, my form in this was not the best. you're supposed to make this sitting down on a stool. I think that's the way you do it at the gym. Here I was just sitting on the floor, same as I am right now. This is my bed. It's a tatami. It's a Japanese bed because I don't like beds. I don't understand beds. Fuck beds. This is my bed right here. It's just a shiki buton, and this is the best thing ever. Anyway, fuck you. So overhead shoulder press, sitting on the floor. 20 of those. Again, 5 pull-ups, 20 of those. 5 pull-ups, 20 of those. 5 pull-ups, so in total 20 pull-ups and 60 overhead shoulder press with 5 kgs. So like 10 kgs. So anyway, where am I going with this? I'm just documenting for the future self me. This is what happened. Obviously, injuries is something like that type of injury is something you cannot predict, you cannot prevent. It was just a stupid moment, and stupid moments happen all the time. I think I am a careless person sometimes. I can be careless, and things like that happen. I hope it doesn't happen again in my life. I do like skateboarding. I got a skateboard right there. That's not the skateboard of the incident anyway. And to be more concrete, it did happen because I was not wearing the right kind of shoes. If you're not wearing the right kind of shoes for skateboarding, don't fucking skateboard. don't do it. Anyway, I was wearing Nike Air Force, those really long, high shoes. I think they're good for us. They're good for fashion. They're good for nothing. These shoes. They're not sport shoes. They look good. I like them. That's all. Never gonna. Can I put them again? I mean, I tried to fit them that day. It was so hard to put on my shoes, cause the foot swollen. Oh Jesus, got like double. And I'm still not sure if it has like, decreased its swollen Z. I don't know. And they gave me some pills, some like Chinese medicine. It's mostly like herbs, I guess. They give you here, the medicine is like they give you, take these 3 pills every 3 times a day, and take these other 2 pills 4 times a day, and take this 1 pill 5 times a day. I finished the medicine. I don't know. I don't take it very religiously. Okay, so that's it. That's my story about my foot. I hope it helps me in the future. First me, because I'm a selfish baby. And then you, maybe you, whoever you are watching this, I don't care. That's it. Anything else to add? Yeah, okay. So if this happens, the most difficult part is to keep a good spirit, a high spirit that takes you to the next stage, because it's hard to move on. It's hard to move on when you're inhabilitated to do something. And gosh, the ability to move and be independent and not need crutches or not need people to help you with shit. It's such a bliss. It's such a bliss to be able to be independent, functionally 100% with your body. And I am somebody that I think I try to take care of my body a lot through nutrition and exercise and sleep, and trying to avoid a lot of screen time, things like that. Things where I can do better are always nutrition, because you see, when you get those feelings of desperation, you turn into urges, and those urges they come out in different ways. Some people fight those urges with alcohol or cigarettes or whatever kind of drug. Some people fight them with food. Some people binge watch something. I personally, I do it with food, and then watching something, and then just sleeping and being like um, very secluded, isolated. So it's never good. I mean, you don't want that for a long time. You can feel a little bit pity of yourself for the first couple of days where this happens. Actually, for me, it was not like that. The first couple of days, I was like, yeah, sure, cool. I'm injured now. I can work from home. Oh, look at this. Everything's an opportunity. I think for most people it's like that. First, you're overly optimistic. It's like, it's not a problem. 4 to 6 weeks, I'll heal, and then I'll be walking in no time. You're always like that at the beginning. You're always with the high attitude, high positivity. Well, depends who you are, I guess. And then a week in, probably you start to go down and like, shit, things are hard. Taking a shower, it's like a life and death risk right now because I could slip and probably hurt my other foot. And what then? Washing the dishes, it's painful because I gotta stand on my right foot all the time. I cannot let the left foot rest. I can let the heel rest, but still, all the weight is falling mostly to the right side, and so on and so forth. And you start feeling. I start feeling really tired. I was really tired these days. So obviously, sleep more when you're like this. Sleep more. Go to bed at 10. Go to bed at 9. Don't go to bed at 11. Don't do yourself a favor. Turn your screen off an hour, brother. An hour before you go to sleep. Turn your phone off. Fuck the phone. If anything is important, there is gonna be an alien that goes through your window. You're gonna see it. Don't worry about it. Oh, Bitcoin went down in price. It's time to buy. No, fuck that. You can wait until the morning to buy Bitcoin. Anyway, that's all my thoughts. Stay positive. And don't stay positive. No, fuck stay positive. I think positivity is a little bit overrated. Write a routine, a very, very easy routine, and try as much as possible to stick to it. You won't be able to. But if you can, first of all, learn to shower without wetting your cast, because that happens as well. You're afraid to shower because you don't want to ruin the cast. Because guess what? You have to pay for your new cast, motherfucker, and they're not cheap. So learn to shower. You need a duct tape, and you need a good bag to seal it. I use 3 to 4 bags each time that I take a shower. And it's not because you put on more, you're gonna do it right. One of the key things that you need, and I'm gonna show you this. Alright, here we go. So obviously the duct tape I was talking about, whatever color you fancy, just a duct tape that is really hard. And you put the bag in and you go against, and so you create sort of like a blockage there, and then you create a blockage here. Okay, so you want to create a blockage above the knee and one below the knee. And then you need this piece of marvelous things here. It has a Velcro here and it has a Velcro there. So you put it above your knee and you go like this and you seal it tight. Alright? So that's gonna hold your bag. Obviously you put on your bag and then you put on this. Once you put this in, then most of what's down there, it's not gonna get wet. The only problem is as you're taking off the bags. You gotta go slowly taking off the bags because all the bags are wet, of course. You do use a stool when you're in the shower. All the bags are wet, and as you open them, you can spill some water into the cast. So you gotta go slowly. You gotta take that bandage off. Then you can slowly take with a scissor, you just cut the duct tape and go slowly go down until you reach the cast. Like today, I took a shower perfectly, and I'm so proud. I'm so happy that it didn't get wet, and I took it off, and it didn't get wet when I was getting it off. All right. Anyway, how many? It's 25 fucking minutes. Jesus. I can talk for an hour. I can talk forever, man. I don't like how long I can talk for. Peace, everybody. Have a great day.